Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Lipakshi Khurana. Here are the top stories we're tracking for you on Tuesday, the 29th of August. Indian Prime Minister Modi inaugurates infrastructure projects in northwestern India. Students demanding exam results beaten by police in Pakistan-administered Kashmir. And Taliban suicide bomber kills 5 in Afghan capital. And now for all the details. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Tuesday inaugurated and laid the foundation stones of several major projects worth $2,360 million in India's northwestern Rajasthan province bordering Pakistan. He also addressed a public meeting where he said the focus of his government is on timely completion of development projects.
Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Tuesday inaugurated several infrastructure projects in northwestern Rajasthan province. He dedicated and laid foundation stone for highway projects worth $2,360 million at a single event in Udaipur city of the province. Calling roads as gateways to progress, Prime Minister Modi said the focus of his government is on timely completion of development projects.
एक ही कार्यक्रम में 15,000 करोड़ रुपयों की ज्यादा लागत के विकास के कामों का शिलान्यास होना या लोकार्पण होना, ये अपने आप में राजस्थान के इतिहास की एक अद्भुत घटना है.
Prime Minister Modi said the newly implemented Goods and Services Tax or GST boosts development in all sectors and the better road infrastructure will enhance chances of hassle-free tourism. Earlier in the day, he visited a famous tourist spot, Pratap Gaurav Kendra in Udaipur. The Kendra or centre showcases the life and valour of Indian King Maharana Pratap and the historical heritage of the area with the help of modern technology.
At least 514 people have been killed in monsoon floods in India's eastern Bihar province, government officials said on Tuesday. Meanwhile, incessant rains disrupted normal life in parts of western India, where the officials have predicted the downpour to continue over the next 24 hours.
Floods in India's eastern Bihar province have killed 514 people, the provincial government said on Tuesday. Bihar Disaster Management Minister said rescue and relief operations were underway to help the flood victims.
प्रभावित तो 19 जिला है. 19 जिला में से प्रखंड है 187, फिर पंचायत है 2,371 और जनसंख्या 1,71,00,000 के करीब लोग प्रभावित हुए हैं. और उसमें जो मृत्यु हुई बाढ़ से 514, कल तक का जो फिगर है 514 लोगों की मृत्यु हो गई बाढ़ से.
Days of torrential rains have caused rivers in Bihar to swell and burst their banks. Last week, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi reviewed the flood situation in Bihar and announced a relief package of $78 million. According to government data, thousands have sought shelter in relief camps away from their inundated homes. The worst floods in years have also washed away crops, submerged roads and disrupted power supply. Rains have also disrupted normal life in India's western Vadodara city. Floodwater swallowed roads, forcing people to wade through knee-to-waist high waters as they went about their routines. Meanwhile, a heavy downpour led to waterlogging in several areas of western Mumbai city on Tuesday, slowing down traffic movement and delaying the suburban railway system. Weather officials have predicted heavy seasonal monsoon rains in the city and its surroundings over the next 24 hours and urged people to stay indoors.
Moving on, Pakistan-administered Kashmir has a long history of oppression and suppression, where the locals suffer and have to fight for their rights. Recently, several medical students were subjected to torture by police for just demanding their exam results.
Several students were injured during police action in Rawalakot area of Pakistan-administered Kashmir on Monday. The students of Poonch Medical College in Rawalakot were protesting against the college authorities for delaying the declaration of their results. The students said they appeared in the examination in March last year, but the results have still not been declared. On the instructions of college authorities, police thrashed the protesting students. 2 severely injured students were reportedly admitted in a military hospital in Rawalakot. Students alleged that the authorities were especially targeting Kashmiri students to affect their careers. The federal government of Islamabad has in the past made several attempts to muzzle the voices of the locals in Pakistan-administered Kashmir. They are often mistreated and are declined even basic rights.
In news from Pakistan, as part of China's Belt and Road Initiative, Beijing has pledged to spend $57 billion on China-Pakistan Economic Corridor infrastructure projects. This has resulted in several Chinese youth sensing an opportunity in Pakistan, which could affect jobs of Pakistani youth.
The presence of Chinese youth in Pakistan has increased ever since Beijing pledged to spend $57 billion on infrastructure projects as part of its Belt and Road Initiative. Numbering in thousands, some are opening restaurants and language schools, while others are working out what products they could sell to a market or what goods they could make cheaply in Pakistan to sell around the world. 25-year-old civil engineer Pan Dengao is one of the growing members of Chinese pioneers sensing an opportunity in Pakistan.
The speed of developing economic in China is slowed down, so I come to Pakistan for more opportunities and more chance to learn some engineering.
The stakes in keeping all those Chinese nationals safe are high for Islamabad. China's infrastructure splurge has turned Pakistan into a key cog in its grand plan to build a modern-day Silk Road of land and sea trade routes linking Asia with Europe and Africa.
Security of Chinese workers in Pakistan is of paramount priority to government of Pakistan, because we think that all the Chinese workers and engineers who are working in Pakistan, they are our national guests and they are helping us build Pakistan. So it is our duty to protect them, to provide them all possible security cover.
Chinese taking over employment opportunities in Pakistan is bound to affect Pakistani youth seeking jobs. Authorities providing tight security to Chinese officials and businessmen also show how much resource is invested on them.
Moving on to news from Afghanistan, at least 5 people were killed and several injured in a suicide bomb attack at a bank close to the US Embassy in Afghan capital Kabul on Tuesday. The Taliban claimed responsibility for the attack.
A suicide bomber blew himself up at a bank close to the heavily protected US Embassy compound in Kabul on Tuesday, killing at least 5 people and wounding several. The bomber hit the entrance to a Kabul bank branch in Wallaf area of Kabul, close to the main diplomatic quarter, the Interior Ministry confirmed. The Taliban claimed responsibility for the attack, which came as banks were busy with people taking out money ahead of the Islamic festival of Eid al-Adha at the end of the week.
حمله توسط انتحار کننده که واسکت مملو از مواد انفجاری در بدن داشت صورت گرفته و متاسفانه در این حمله 5 تن تا اکنون شهید گزارش شده و 8 نفر مجروح. در کل تمام شهدا و مجروحین افراد ملکی هستند که مجروحین به شفاخانه انتقال شدند.
President Ashraf Ghani's government, facing growing public anger over insecurity in Kabul, has started tightening checks around the center of the city. Tuesday's attack comes despite US President Donald Trump's warning last week to the insurgent group. The Taliban responded saying it would continue its jihad even if there is one American soldier in Afghanistan.
Indian President Ramnath Kovind on Tuesday conferred prestigious sports awards to celebrate National Sports Day in national capital New Delhi. National Sports Day is observed on the birth anniversary of hockey legend Major Dhyan Chand.
India's top athletes were presented with the prestigious sports awards by President Ramnath Kovind as the nation celebrated National Sports Day on Tuesday. National Sports Day is celebrated on the birth anniversary of hockey wizard Major Dhyan Chand. Former hockey captain Sardar Singh and Paralympian javelin thrower Devendra Jajaria received India's highest sport honour, Rajiv Gandhi Khel Ratna Awards. 17 athletes from a variety of sports, including India's Women's Cricket World Cup star performer Harmanpreet Kaur, were honoured with Arjuna Awards at the Rashtrapati Bhavan or Presidential Palace. Dronacharya Award for Outstanding Coaches in Sports and Games were conferred to 7 people. As part of the National Sports Day celebration, Indian Sports Minister Vijay Goyal and Junior Interior Minister Kiran Rijiju also paid floral tribute to Dhyan Chand in New Delhi.
The world's first diamond futures exchange began trading in India's Western Mumbai city on Monday. The new phase of the diamond industry is likely to provide certified quality to the diamonds buyers in the country.
Indian Commodity Exchange Limited or ICEX launched world's first diamond futures exchange in India's Western Mumbai city on Monday. The launch is likely to provide export companies a platform where sellers will be able to deliver certified quality of diamonds to a variety of buyers across the country. The exchange is backed by companies including Reliance Capital Limited and Metals and Minerals Trading Corporation.
And having been done for the first time in the world anywhere. Idea is to provide a platform for price discovery and dealings in standardized diamonds. We are starting with one particular specification set and will be including smaller ones in the immediate future.
The world's first diamond futures exchange is likely to create a new phase of market for the diamond industry and consumers. The exchange will initially deal with 1 carat per 100 cent contracts and will eventually add 50 cent and 30 cent contracts.
Well, that's the way it was in South Asia this evening. Before we conclude, the top stories once again. Indian Prime Minister Modi inaugurates infrastructure projects in northwestern India. Students demanding exam results beaten by police in Pakistan-administered Kashmir. And Taliban suicide bomber kills 5 in Afghan capital. Now our viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We'll see you same time tomorrow. Good night.